Good morning. I'm Michael. Welcome to my channel, View from the Shed, episode 2. I'd like to start off today by thanking everybody who gave me honest and objective feedback on my first video. I pretty much agree with it all, and I'm going to use those as guidelines and coaching for improving the next couple of videos. One of the pieces of advice was I got to get my dog Leon more into the frame, but he's just not cooperating. So uh, he maybe wants a new contract before he stars in these YouTube videos, but we'll work on it. So thanks again, and rest assured I'm going to take that advice very much under advisement and try and implement it. Limited by my lack of editing skills and a creativity that's been capped for a long time in the business world. So all the reasons why I want to do this, they're just part of that whole let's do something different. Let's tap into parts of my brain that haven't been used so much in the last few years. So what's today's video about? I want to talk about some guardrails or rules that I've developed for myself for aging. And built on some examples I've had, but basically I've got 5 rules for how I'm going to age. And I don't know if I'll be able to maintain them, and I don't know if they'll make sense in a year or 2 or 10 or 5. I don't know, but I'm going to start with these rules, and I'm going to try and live by them, and then I'm going to adjust as I go along. So hopefully there's some ideas in here that you can use. So why did I develop these rules? So over time, I've watched a whole bunch of people talk about retirement. I've had hundreds of conversations with friends about what's next, and some dominant themes in those discussions I just I can't get enthusiastic about. So number one, everybody is just obsessed with money. And yeah, money's important. We've got to have a way to sustain ourselves in retirement. But statistics show that most people um, wait too long to spend and then can't enjoy the money that they saved, and sometimes pass away with more money than they started retirement with. That's not anywhere in my list of goals or plans. Uh, and beyond that, people worry about excessively about things that they're going to have to deal with 10 years, 15 years down the line. I have friends who have sold their homes that they love, that have been part of the character that they've built of their families and their own identity, because they say, well, I may have mobility issues in the future, so I need to get rid of the stairs. I just I can't get my head around it. Maybe it's just me, but I think, you know, I sell the house with the stairs when I can't go up the stairs anymore, and I just deal with it. And if I can't deal with it, if I don't have the marbles to deal with it, then one of my kids are going to deal with it, and I'll trust them to make the right decisions. So these are my rules, for better or for worse. The first one is keep the old man out. There are behaviors in older people, of which I'm now a part of that group, that I just don't enjoy, and so I don't want to embody those behaviors and make myself unwanted among a more diverse age crowd. So I got this concept really from watching Morgan Freeman talk about how he and Clint were having a conversation one day about aging. He was on a talk show, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, and he said, Clint said that his basic rule was keep the old man out. He didn't expand on what that meant, but I think I knew. I think I understood. I looked at Clint and the way he had aged, and I thought, wow, uh, that's the way I would like to age. I guess everybody would want to age the way Clint Eastwood does, but he's still making movies and acting, and I haven't seen him in a couple of years. But then I noticed in that last movie he made, The Mule, or the second to last movie he made, The Mule, at the end of the movie, when the credits are going, there's a song called "Keep the Old Man Out." So if you're interested, take a look at that and then listen to the song. It's pretty good. So keep the old man out. I'm going to work on that. The second one, a little bit harder to do, but I've been living it all my life, is improve your pain tolerance and your pain threshold. One thing is certain: if we're going to do active things, sports, I still ski, I cross country ski, I downhill ski, I ride my bike, I play tennis multiple hours a week. I try to play golf, but I'm a lousy golfer. But it all hurts. And this week in particular, I was particularly active. On Wednesday, I rode 30 kilometers on my bike, and then a buddy of mine called me up to play tennis, and he's a very, very fit 70-year-old who just ran my ass off and really kicked my ass. 6'2", 6'2", and I loved every minute of it. And it hurt. It hurt while I was playing, and it hurt after, and it hurt the next morning. And I've just grown to embrace that pain as I'm alive, I'm active, I can still play tennis with some acumen, except against Pierre, and I just want to keep doing it. So to me, I just interpret the pain as a signal of being alive and having um, the capacity to continue doing the things I love. So I've had some examples of that pain tolerance and threshold. My father had a very, very high one, and I'll do some videos about some of the things I've learned from my father, good and bad. But he was a very interesting character. He looked like Clint Eastwood. Obviously, I look like my mother, but my father looked like Clint Eastwood. And people would ask him all the time for his autograph. And in our little farming village, his nickname was Clint, and he never really understood why. He didn't even know who Clint Eastwood was. So it wasn't like he was trying to look like Clint Eastwood. But anyway, that's quite a legacy to follow when your father looks like Clint Eastwood. But he was a superhero to me most of my life. And one day we were out fishing. I must have been 10. We were at a camp way, way up north, maybe 400 kilometers up north of Montreal. And north of the distant early warning line where we had our radars for incoming nuclear weapons. So really isolated. And my dad decides to try out fly fishing. So I'm his outboard motor. So I roll him out to the middle of the lake. It's dusk. It's beautiful. It's calm. The sun's going down. And it took him about 5 minutes to embed a fly completely into his thumb, past the barb. He didn't wince. He cut the line. He said, "Roll me back to the dock." We walked up to the cabin. It was a really rustic log cabin with a screened-in porch in the front. He went to the bathroom, came out with a razor blade, and I watched him cut an incision in his thumb that allowed him to pull out the barb with a chunk of flesh, put a Band-Aid on it, look at me with a smile and say, "Come on, kiddo, let's go out and catch a fish." Nothing in the pain spectrum prevented him from doing what he wanted to do. That was a lesson embedded in my head at 10 years old, and I saw him do several things of that nature later in life. So I work on my pain threshold every day, and I've uh, I've had some interesting experiences with it through cancer treatment, through a few other events. And pain is pain. You're going to feel it, but how you allow your brain to react to it, and what are the subsequent actions that you take or don't take, is somewhat within your control. And I just practice it every day. For me, the pain that comes from doing the things I love is a small price to pay, and it's also a sign of vitality in life and being alive. So I cherish life, and I'm okay with pain. Don't be slack-jawed is number three. As we get older, I certainly notice it in myself. Sometimes I'm looking at a label, my eyesight's not that great, never has been, and I let my jaw hang, and I kind of squint, and I feel like a caricature of an old man. So I'm conscious of it. I don't want to look like that. I don't want to be, Joe Biden in his debate with Donald Trump. standing there with his jaw open, not knowing what to say next. So I am going to work at not being slack-jawed. It's not a sign of being completely present in your moment. So it sounds like a stupid thing, something that bothers me, so I'm just not going to do it. Don't be angry. A lot of people in my age group are angry. They are angry at their wife, angry at their kids, um, angry at the world, angry at politics, prone to more extreme positions because of it. Now, don't get me wrong, I get angry. And I feel it. I feel the triggers happening. And sometimes I'm not successful at fighting those triggers, but most days I am. Probably the ones I regret the most, the anger moments that I regret the most, or the trigger moments I regret the most, are when I'm impatient or intolerant with my beautiful wife. We've been together 42, 43 years, maybe more. I can't remember exactly. And sometimes I just say sharp and impatient things to her for no good reason other than I'm concentrated on something else and she's interrupting my train of thought. And instead of being generous and more loving, I give her some smart ass response. And I'm conscious of it. And I'm working at A, saying I'm sorry more often when I can, and B, just not doing it, just not being angry. I want to really uh, drive joyful moments. And that brings me to rule number 5. Seek out and enhance moments of joy. Uh, there's things that I love to do that I didn't do for a long time during my intense executive years, and I'm just going to do more of them. So, day before yesterday, on a beautiful summer day, I bought a ski pass at one of my favorite mountains. They have a special for people who ski during the week, $287. I bought one for my wife too. And in order to, make that value, you only have to need to ski about 4 times. So if I need to ski on a weekend, I'll buy a ticket. But by buying that weekday pass from Monday to Friday without exceptions or exemptions, um, you get a 20% discount on any other tickets you want to buy for you and your family and friends. So I'm going to ski this winter. I'm going to push that joy button, even if it's just for a couple hours a day, and I'll go as often as I can. Um, my kids, my grandkids, and as I mentioned, I think the behaviors I'm trying to modify with my wife, um, those are all opportunities for multiple joy moments. And I'm just going to work at it. I'm going to spend creative energy working on moments of joy. And that's going to make the launch of the next phase of my life happier. And the happier I am, the better I'll think. And the better I think, the better way to retirement and old age. So that's my message for today. I hope you found that interesting. Like always, I'm looking for feedback and ways to make this better. And I really appreciate it, by the way, so please do it. And if you found this interesting and fun, please press like and subscribe, and join me in the next video, which will come out as soon as I can think of something that I might want to share. So from Leon and I in the shed, have a fantastic day. Cheers.